everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be going over frequently asked questions that couples are asking us when it comes to planning a wedding during the pandemic, as well as how to keep everyone safe and the trends that we're seeing for the year.
Okay, sounds good. So let's jump into it. So right off the bat, what are some trends that you're seeing couples are asking or wanting to do because of COVID-19 and trying to plan a wedding during it?
Well, I mean, we almost have been in this pandemic for a year.
Yeah, you're right.
So a lot of things that we're seeing is couples are pushing their wedding back to late 2021, also early 2022, as well as some couples are just like, forget it. Like, we're gonna elope, we're gonna have a micro wedding, and also virtual streaming their wedding, live streaming it so that it could be intimate, but also all of their loved ones and family can also participate.
So every state is gonna be different. So we're obviously in California right now, and a lot of venues at this point in time are limiting guests. And so that's why we're seeing a lot of trends of people pushing back their wedding or eloping, because if they can't have a big wedding, they might as well just elope, you know?
Yeah.
And it's gonna be different state by state, and it's probably gonna change month by month too. So it's really great to talk about all of the options that couples have right now.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like, we're all learning with this together. Like, we've been talking about all the different things that are happening. How can clients adjust to these, dealing with ambiguity? I know tons of clients are freaking out. They want to have their family, they want to have their loved ones there. How can they accommodate these things? Every state's different.
Yeah.
So I think figuring out what is important, and having a plan B, having a plan A, maybe having a plan C.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, those are the things that we're seeing.
So you mentioned a lot of people are pushing back their wedding dates right now. So how does that work with venues?
Well, venues are definitely gonna have to be flexible. I know it's gonna be crazy because now you're competing with people who may have already planned their wedding in 2021, but then you also get all the traffic of the people that are now pushing their weddings back to 2020. So venues have to be flexible with their contracts, figuring out what they can do to fit these people in. Maybe even the couples may have to be flexible with the date. They may have to get married on a Monday as opposed to a Saturday. Figuring out if you can get money back, that's also an idea. But for the most part, communicating is going to be the biggest thing, especially for the venues. They want to know what's going on. They want to know the changes that you're making. And I'm hoping that a lot of venues are communicating with the people that have booked. That has to be like the number one thing, like communicating what their COVID guidelines are, communicating their floor plans and like what they're going to do to make sure everyone stays safe. Those are the things that couples want to know, and it's important. So just communicating all around.
Yeah. And I think most venues are implementing even like a new clause into their contract for COVID.
Yeah.
And so just ask about that, read the fine print. I mean, most venues are going to be willing to work with you because who knows what to expect right now.
And we want to keep everyone safe. So I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Another question a lot of couples have been asking right now has to do with virtual weddings. So a lot of people are wondering, is this even a good option? Is the quality gonna be good? Are guests gonna even wanna come to a virtual wedding? What do you think?
Well, I just want to say shout out to Zoom for making that transition. I know that getting married on Zoom isn't okay in tons of states, so definitely make sure you check that beforehand. Because there are some legal guidelines with that. But for the most part, like, people are going Instagram Live, Facebook Live, Zoom, YouTube Live. All of those things is important. I would even add it into the wedding, even if it wasn't a pandemic. I think you get to reach more people. You can have a small, intimate wedding with your family members and have your friends near and far kind of celebrate with you, have a tasting. Like, you can pretty much do anything. Have a champagne toast. Integrate a virtual DJ. I think it's an awesome opportunity to still have the elements that you want. You may even cut some of the budget and utilize it for the things. Maybe send custom masks or anything that you can make it fun for the guests that can attend. I think that's a really great opportunity to do so if you do a virtual wedding.
Yeah, and one thing we've seen here at Cinestory is a lot of couples are opting to elope, but having someone there that will stream the wedding. And so it's still an elopement for the couple and you still get that really intimate vibe, but you also might have 200 people watching. And so you kind of get the best of both worlds, which I think is really cool.
And I think over time, like, people will come up with creative ways. I know some people are having people send videos in saying congratulations. And so the couple can really look at those and be in the moment and say, hello everyone, like, thank you so much, and like send thank yous. So I think it's an awesome idea.
Yeah, I do too. So here at Cinestory, we have been planning weddings this year, and you as one of our wedding planners, what do you think is the difference planning a wedding now versus before, pre-pandemic?
Details, explaining absolutely everything to the client, having empathy and putting yourself really in the customer's position. Like, how would you feel if you were getting married right now? What would you want to be the special moment in your wedding? They may not be able to think of everything, and just really being there for the client and listening to them. Because a lot of people have waited forever, waited years to get married, and obviously this pandemic wasn't planned on anyone, so meeting the customer where they are is important to us. And we also want to make sure and stress the importance of safety. We also want to make sure that our clients have an amazing time, an amazing experience. This is something that's going to be with them for the rest of their lives. It's a journey. So even though there is a pandemic, we want to celebrate love. Like, love isn't canceled. And we want to make sure our clients know that, and that we want to celebrate with them every step of the way.
Yeah, I think now more than ever is a really important time to get a wedding planner, because things are changing month by month with COVID and the regulations on venues and caterers and the amount of people that you can have. And so having a wedding planner to stay up to date with all of those things, help you adjust and be flexible is going to be amazing and so much less stress for you.
So much less stress. I can tell you guys now, like, I think at least in California, things are changing by the day. We were planning a wedding and all of a sudden we're like, actually, all of Orange County is shut down. And so letting the client know that in the moment, letting them know what their options are, communicating to them. I don't think I can stress communication like so many times, but just letting them know that we're there for them, and making sure that we understand the policies that are changing. Like, this is all something that everyone's learning together. So clients also will have to adjust to what their plans and visions are. So keeping in mind to be flexible and understanding, but all vendors around the world, I hope, are being doing their due diligence to keep their clients up to date with everything that's happening.
Yeah. Okay, and lastly, what would you say are some really important things for couples to keep in mind as they're planning a wedding during this pandemic?
I think the main thing to keep in mind is, if you have a planner or you're looking for a planner, find someone that aligns with your visions and your goals, and they are able to call an audible when needed. You're really gonna have to have someone that's gonna be that voice for you, and really stay up on top of the communication. I think another thing to keep in mind is your vision. You're free to create anything that you want. I think this is the first time where people are having to adjust and be creative and to make their wedding fun. So if you have a bachelorette party online, like, make it fun. Have a champagne toast, like whatever you want to add to make your day special, do it, and be free. Like, the vision is yours to create, you know?
Yeah, I think that's great advice. You know, I think a lot of people right now are gonna maybe be feeling stuck, like, oh, I don't have as many options now, or like, is this gonna be as great as I always imagined it to be. And I think it has every potential to still be great or even greater than you imagined it. But having someone that you can bounce ideas off of and figure out alternative plans, maybe things that you never even thought of before that you end up loving, is going to be really key and important in this time. And I think you've done a really good job at that, and that's where wedding planners come into play, and just kind of collaborating to find out your dream.
Yeah, and I think from like a safety standpoint, just making sure you can also make that element fun as well, adding in different colored masks that match your mood and theme for the wedding. Like whatever you have to do, just keep in mind that you have older loved ones that may be coming to the wedding, younger people. Like, keep everyone safe, have fun, enjoy the moment, but keep that in the back of your mind is very, very important, and we're here to guide you every step of the way.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us, you guys. We're really glad that you watched this video. Please let us know in the comments if you have any questions or any advice for us. We would love to read it and give you feedback on that. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.